to have around. That's why I'm already laughing. It's Kimberley Seldon, designer extraordinaire. Always making me laugh. And always really good information. So, we were talking about chairs, but you know, you go to the shop and you look at this and you think, well, what am I looking for?
Right. The most important thing you need to know about buying furniture is hidden from view. So, I want to talk about what's underneath the beautiful fabric. And I turned to my good friends at Brentwood Classics for them to provide us 3 different frames so we could talk about good, better, best.
Okay.
So now I'm going to start with this frame here, and I want to say about this frame, this is kind of an entry point frame for a lot of manufacturers. Brentwood does not do this frame. They had this made for us so we could talk about why one chair is $300 and another chair is $800 or $1,000. Okay, so when you're talking about just a minimum purchase, you want to make sure that the frame uses hardwoods, solid hardwoods at any stress points, which this has. If there is going to be some plywood used, it should only be used for decorative shaping, and 3/4 inch is a minimum. I was at a party once. I am not making this up. A lady sat down on the arm of a chair and it busted wide open. And when we picked it apart, it was cardboard rolled.
Oh no!
So I'm telling you,
humiliating for her and the owner of the chair.
How many of us were saying, "Thank God it wasn't me"? It was horrifying.
Yeah, that's
but
terrible.
you know, you don't know that unless you're asking and unless you're buying from somebody who really is in the business and plans to be around for a long time. So Brentwood's a family business. They've been in business 35 years. This is their entrance point frame. What's different here is you don't see any plywood. You see Canadian hardwood, so all responsibly forested hardwoods, maple, ash, oak, and birch are Canadian hardwoods. You see some staples, but these aren't actually used to hold this into place. They're simply used to hold it in place while they're doing the other things that are important. So what you want to find out is how has the frame been put together? This one's been glued, screwed, and double doweled.
Wow.
Sounds like a southern expression, doesn't it? Like I've been glued, screwed, double down. But it's a good thing in this case because it means that you're buying a piece of furniture that's going to last forever.
Right.
So a 1-inch hardwood Canadian frame is really important. When it comes to the seating, you want to make sure that if you have a no-sag spring, that's something a lot of people will advertise. Well, you could have a no-sag spring but have 12 inches between the springs, in which case you can actually sit down on the chair and have no support at all.
Right.
So you want to make sure that 3 inches between no-sag spring is kind of a minimum.
Would you ask these sorts of questions when you're buying?
You absolutely must ask these questions. And if you're going to a big retailer, they may not know the answer, in which case I would say you might want to find somebody who knows what's on the inside of the chair because that's actually what you're paying for.
Right.
So now Brentwood, of course, does my line of furniture as well. This is the best.
This is beautiful.
This is 100% again hardwood, Canadian hardwood, but here you can see it's thicker. It's 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches, excuse me. Also when it comes to the spring, we've got the no-sag system, but we also have web and coil. So it's kind of like those bowling ball commercials, you know, where they bounce the bowling ball on the bed and everybody can maintain sitting comfortably.
Yep.
Think about it, in a chair is one thing, but when you get a long sofa and you're sleeping on that sofa, this is what actually is going to give you the most comfortable sit. And this is a long-term investment chair. Now to upgrade from that chair to this chair is only a couple of $100s if you're talking about a sofa. So for example, a custom shop like Brentwood, and by the way, it used to be that only trade could go there. They now let the public come and they hook them up with a designer. But to upgrade from that frame to this frame would be a really good investment if you have children, if you have a husband who loves to sleep and he's kind of rough on the sofa. It means that the sofa is going to last forever. And when you talk about how beautiful a sofa is, you know, you buy these beautiful fabrics like you're wearing today. If you have a saggy system, your fabric's going to stretch and can tear and can wear out. This is going to help protect your fabric.
So this is when you, I mean, when you see a frame like this is when you say a piece of furniture has good bones. You can reupholster this. It's going to be good for life.
It's going to last forever. And this is not, I mean, you can sit, the weight of the chair is really heavy. If you can pick it up with one finger, there's a reason you can pick it up with one finger. So certainly on your bigger pieces of furniture, sofa and your big armchairs, you want to make sure that there's a quality there. And then of course you want to think about how it's stuffed as well. So here you can see they've got a soy-based foam. So instead of a petroleum product, oil, in here, it's soybean. So it's more expensive to do that. Then they've got a layer of a softer density foam. And then they've got feathers down and a silk product that's going to help keep the feathers fresh. So if you only have 100% feather, it's always going to be saggy looking.
Yeah.
This is a way to keep it fresh and springy. So
I say from now on, when you go chair shopping, I sit on the arm.
you just take your knife, you just take your knife and you just cut a slice a big hole in the middle. Just cut it right open to see what's
Just ignore everything we're saying right now.
Yes.